I poked a hole in a condom and purposely got a girl pregnant to prove that I wasn't gay. Yo, what's good? It's Josh. Today, we're looking at some insane confessions. Now, as for why you guys feel comfortable sharing this, I don't know, but I'm glad you did for the sake of our entertainment. So we're gonna rank them. We got a tier list here. We got bro just like me. I don't know about that one, bro. Alright, bro. Yo, bro, I'm calling the police. Lethal injection, bro. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I lost my V card before I had my first kiss. That's a little strange. I mean, I'm not judging you, that's your life, but that's like riding a bike before learning how to walk. Alright, bro. As long as you're making better choices now. So I'm a student and I usually carry a black dry erase marker in my pencil case, as I sometimes use it to temporarily mark plastic sheet inserts at school. I ran out of ink in my marker, and so I decided to fill it up with the new ink bottle I had with me. I only realized after closing the small ink bottle that the label said permanent marker. Now I carried this marker to school in my case and lost it. I thought nothing of it until a few days later when people in the class were talking about it. Apparently, one of the teachers needed to write on the board but it had no markers left. A kid found my dry erase marker lying around and gave it to the teacher, who wrote on the entire board with it, and now it won't erase no matter how hard he tried. Keep in mind, this was a thick, juicy marker too. So the school had to change the whole board, and it cost them a fortune because it was one of those 2-in-1 smartboard plus whiteboards, and the kid who gave the marker to the professor got in big trouble. Nobody knows the marker was mine, and it still sits in the same drawer untouched. Okay, so this low-key was your fault, but it was an accident. You didn't do this on purpose, so I'm not mad at you. A 2-in-1 smartboard and whiteboard though, that's crazy. The guilt would eat me alive, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would tell anybody it was me though, cause especially not the school, cause I would be dealt with. Not only would they deal with me, but the person that got in trouble for no reason would seek revenge on me. Wait, you said professor and then you also said teacher. Was this college? You know, either way, it sucks. It wasn't your fault. Well, it was your fault. You didn't do it on purpose. So, alright, bro. My friend took my girl, so I took his younger sister to prom. When I was at college a year later, I realized that she had come to the same college as me and we reconvened. We hit it off again and we started dating. I finished pre-law and started into law school, but when she graduated, we got married and she went into graduate school for chemistry. At our wedding, I made my other friend the best man instead of him at his own sister's wedding, and he was not happy, but you know, grudges are great. This is crazy. I don't really support holding grudges, but bro did steal your girlfriend, which is a direct violation of the bro code. And taking his younger sister to prom I feel like that wasn't equal, no. Some people might argue that taking his younger sister to the prom is against the bro code, but I feel like if you showed her a good time, treated her right, he's alright. And then he married her. If my homeboy were to marry my sister and he genuinely makes her happy, that's okay. I'm not mad at that at all. You know, love is love. But if he deliberately makes another man the best man instead of me out of spite, then I'm gonna be hurt a little bit. But that's still, even that isn't equal to me stealing his girlfriend back in the day. I don't know. Is that crazy to say? This isn't really that crazy, but often I dress up in a full body fox fursuit, put myself on a leash, and asking my friend to command me around, with me only being able to make fox noises and arfs. If I do good, he rewards me by petting me and calling me a good fox. But if I do bad, he tugs on my leash roughly and calls me a naughty fox. I act like I don't enjoy it, but I secretly love it. If you're asking him to do that, how can you act like you don't like it? You clearly enjoy this. I go for long, wonderful periods of time forgetting that the furry community exists, and then I get reminded of it, and then it ruins everything. Oh my, I'm appalled. This is not the kind of behavior I wanted to see in 2026. Your friend is just as kinky as you are. Even if he's not wearing the suit, he is just as bad. It's one thing to do this whole thing, but it's a whole other thing to share it with me. Yo, bro. One time in 7th grade, me and my friend were in an English class, and there was a teacher who was there to help us, as English was his second language, and we saw the teacher close a tab and a bikini picture of a young looking girl showed up. And me and my friend said nothing about it as to not ruin his reputation. And now I feel guilty for not reporting the illegal activity. You should feel guilty. How young were you talking? Hopefully not 7th grade aged. Some people just shouldn't become teachers. That right there is a bold fellow. Mind you, this was on the school computer because the kids saw it in the classroom. Like, what are you doing, bro? Get him out of here. Bro, I'm calling the police. If I were to get more evidence on him, I believe he would be demoted to lethal injection. But for right now, I'm calling the police on you. You need to be taken in for questioning. But as for the kids who saw it and didn't say anything, Yo, bro, variance of this situation repeats itself all the time. If you see something, say something. Don't worry about being a snitch. If you feel like you're gonna save somebody and it's the right thing to do, say something, bro. I think I'm gonna go down a path to killing my girlfriend. So my girlfriend met when we were in our late teens, bonding over drugs, and still don't have any other interests. We've been chill until late 2025 when I started abusing different types of drugs, which didn't make my girlfriend very happy since she was gonna cut me off from the current stuff I'm using. So fast forward like a week sober, I've been so verbally, sometimes physically abusive to her, sometimes threatening to kill her and myself if she doesn't let me use it again. She didn't let me use, and the withdrawal was making me mad more. Another fast forward past New Year's and she hasn't talked to me nor slept with me. I don't know what I did. You don't know what you did wrong. What? You just said you were verbally and physically abusive towards her, threatening to kill her. The main reason she didn't want you using is because she's concerned for you and your health. These heavy drugs you're consuming, she doesn't like that because she cares about you. She loves you, bro. And literally you prefaced everything by saying I'm gonna go down a path to killing her. So the threats weren't empty? You're genuinely gonna follow up on what you said? I don't know what I did wrong. Gang, I hope she never talks to you or sees you ever again. And not because she's dead, but just because she's moved on to better things and you've also moved on to better things. Honestly, bro, you need professional help. I would say lethal injection, but you probably like the needle, wouldn't you? Bro, this whole thing sounds very drastic and it kind of sounds like it's either her or you. And you're the one who's abusing drugs and your girlfriend. So I pick her. Lethal injection, bro. My roommate won't stop slamming his pepperoni. Especially at 3 a.m. I hear the TV playing inappropriate websites and all I hear is his bed creaking and friction. 20 minutes ago, I emptied like half the bottle of his lotion out and filled it back up with shaving cream and numbing cream for tattoos. He just went in there and now he's screaming bloody murder. I grabbed my car keys and left. Was I wrong for this? He's definitely wildin' for creaking his bed at 3 a.m. every night and playing the TV super loud to where you have to hear that. I've heard that numbing cream is really bad for you. It's toxic. It irritates your skin. If he has lasting damage from this prank, he could press charges. I'm not mad at you for doing something about it, but this might have been too much. So, alright, bro. Hopefully he's alright though. I poked a hole in a condom and purposely got a girl pregnant to prove that I wasn't gay. This was the late 80s and I was 14, 15, and things weren't a great time to be a gay teenager. Not that it excuses what I did. I was so afraid of being outed that I started a relationship with my then best friend's sister. My friends were constantly messing with me about not having slept with her and calling me gay. They were just joking, but I took it so seriously that I convinced her to have sex with me, and I poked a hole in the condom hoping to get her pregnant so that I had proof. Hey, yo, what the? She did end up pregnant, and when I found out the reality of what I did, it really hit me. She just thought the condom didn't work, and I never told her I did it on purpose. She was forced to go to an alternative school and eventually dropped out to have the baby. Her and her family moved away with the baby, and I never kept in contact with them. I've always felt awful for ruining her life and abandoning my kid. You should feel awful. So you mean to tell me the stakes, the actual impact that this would cause didn't hit you until after the deed was already done? You know that's a rape, right? Quite literally, she didn't consent to that. You changed the entire course of her life. She doesn't have an education. She's spending all her time taking care of a kid with no father. I don't know what her financial situation is, but I just assume it's not good if she's a teenage mother. You know what I want to happen? I'm not gonna say that you don't deserve love or anything good, but I just want you to stay single for a little bit and think about what you did. Grow older, see the times change, and then a smooth young guy comes along. He has money, takes care of you, treats you right, and you guys fall in love. And when you least expect it, he stabs you in the neck. It's your child that you abandon. Pretending to be gay, pretending to fall in love with you. He wants revenge for his mom. He doesn't even steal from you and give it to his mom. This is just for the love of the game. She's already retired. Nah, but in all seriousness, I don't want that to happen to you. I just want you to think about what you did and suffer the consequences. So, bro, I'm calling the police. That's rape. Apparently, I've been peeing wrong for my entire life. Recently, I attended a wedding. I was complaining to a couple buddies of mine that were there that I always hate dressing up in suits because taking a leak is always a pain in the butt. Having to undo everything and then redo it all back up. They all looked at me confused and asked what I meant and asked me to describe my process. I've been completely undoing my pants when peeing. Belt, button, untucked shirt, the whole 9 yards. I've done it this way for 26 years. Dang, Unc. They all laughed at me and said you're supposed to just unzip your zipper, fish it out through the zipper, and pee that way. I've never done it this way once, and it hadn't even occurred to me that's what the flap in the underwear is for. I've never questioned it. Do all men pee this way? Does anyone else undo everything just like me? I feel so silly. This was a debate on TikTok for a minute. It was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, bro, just like me. The little flap in your underwear has always been forbidden for me. Undoing everything is the more efficient way and the better way for me. Obviously, I'm not pulling my pants down all the way to my ankles, but I just feel like the loop in your underwear is more effort to deal with than undoing everything. That's just me personally. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I used to sneak into funerals for free food until I accidentally gave a eulogy. I'm not proud of this, but I was broke. Funeral homes had food. No one questions a quiet guy in black. So I started attending random services. Most of the time I just nod, maybe shake a hand, grab some sandwiches and leave. But once someone mistook me for cousin Ray. I panicked and said, yeah, I'm Ray. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was standing at the podium. I gave a completely improvised speech about a man I never met. I cried, they cried, I hugged the widow, they sent me home with Tupperware. This is low-key bogus, but I'm glad that you were able to deliver a speech that touched everybody in the audience. I have no idea how they mistaked you for their cousin Ray, but you delivered, so I'm not gonna be too cruel on you. I don't know about that one, bro. I super liked my now girlfriend by accident, but I was gonna swipe left on her. We met through Tinder 1 year ago. I super liked her by accident, and the next day we matched. She was excited as I was her first super like ever. I felt bad about unmatching out of the blue or telling her the truth, so I just chatted with her. I enjoyed the chat and our first date was amazing. She actually looked better in person than in her pictures, or maybe physical attraction just grew with time. I am never telling her. I'd be sick. I wouldn't be able to eat for weeks if I knew somebody wrote this confession about me. You guys sound happy together? I'm happy to hear it. I feel so much better when I starve myself. I don't deserve food. Come on, man, you deserve food. Instead of punishing yourself with starvation, go on a biblical fast. Actually spend time with God and the time that you would normally be eating. Have you spoken to somebody about this? Why do you feel like you don't deserve food? Everybody deserves food. You say you feel better when you starve yourself? I don't think you do. I really want you to sort this out, but I can only do so much. I'm just a guy behind the screen. I want you to get help and resolve this issue. I don't want to see you starving yourself for no reason. Those are some pretty interesting confessions, I gotta say. Thank you guys for sharing them with me and making this video possible. It took me a minute to sort out all the really inappropriate confessions, and this resulted in me not having hardly any footage, and the video is probably going to be like 10 minutes long, but at least it's not filled to the brim with gooner confessions. So there's that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Praise God, and I'll see you next time.